Well, hello, you people in there, inside that little camera. Another week has gone. So where are we with what have we been doing since we last spoke? So let me try and recap. So I think the last time you saw the video on our update was literally that we'd taken back all the insulation back to the original level, which was 25mm. So now on the living area walls, where we used to have 25mm Celotex, we now have 50mm Celotex. On top of that, there is a 6mm closed cell foam dodo mat insulation, and then I've put 3mm ply, which has got 6mm foam onto that as well, and then carpet lined, and they're on the sides of the living area. The ceiling, where it only used to have 25mm, I've now got an extra 12mm of closed cell foam sand deadening insulation on the ceiling. So say you've got 42mm of insulation on the ceiling, you've got 60mm of insulation around the bed and the sides. I've also 50mm insulation on the sliding door as well, because I only ever used to have recycled foam, plastic insulation in there. Loads of places have been re-insulated, so I've got a lot more insulation than I should have, or I did put in the first place. So a lesson learned. So if anybody's watching, I would recommend at least 50mm insulation. Let me turn the camera around and I'll show you what else we have been doing. So we have finished the ceiling off, as you can see, with all the new wood that's been put on. Before, I was lazy, I admit that. I only took the wood to about here, which made the framing of the max air fan all wonky. So now I've gone back, I've done all that. That's all back down past the wood, past this frame, and so on down there. So what else have I done around the kitchen area? So all these walls now, carpet lined 3mm and 5mm plywood, all the way along the side area, and a new little control panel. So this has gone further back and cleaned it all up, so it's less cluttered, more neater, my OCD, and so on. So when I get a final piece of wood, that'll be mounted up here, and then this Netgear Wi-Fi hub will come up here as well, and I'll get some wood putty filler to fill all these holes in and paint over. So why have I done this here and this here on top of that? So that's 3mm, that's 5mm. Like I've said in my previous video, I'm going to have like a bulkhead that I'm going to build up behind this driver's area, which will be have 50mm insulation in this as well. And then what my plan is to do, so there's the kitchen area. From this edge here, where I've left that gap, I will fix like a batten eventually, which will be like a fixing point, and then a piece of wood will come from this corner here all the way across to this corner here, so it will give me like a triangle fixing area. And then my plan then is to have like a triangled angled kitchen cabinet, something a bit different. And my idea behind that was, when I had the other cabinets above the kitchen, when I was cooking, I'd always be banging my head as I'm doing things. So that's my idea for that, and it's just something a bit different as well. Yeah, so that's the kitchen area that we've done so far. So what else have we done around here? Well, my toilet, which used to be in there and then I moved over here, is now back in its rightful place. So it's down there. That means it's better for me to have number 2 down there and number 1, all that sort of stuff, without being right next to Archie. So my toilet's down there. I've kind of created like an extra area to work in. So one of the things I always found, I had less space here to do chopping and preparing food. So now that my oven's in, I've created like a little chopping board work area coming out from there. So that's in place. It also means when I'm sat on my chair and I used to pull out my desk to do my work on, always used to find I would have stuff on the bed because the desk area was probably not as big. So now with this one, I can create like a bigger desk area as well when I'm working, which is pretty cool. So it's like a layered nest of tables, so I've got a better working area. So I'm pretty happy with that. That goes back into there. On my desk, it goes back into there. My other plan is, so I've created that plastic box there to give me an idea of size, sorry, and the step. So basically where the edge of the step is over here, I'm going to build off a larger box seat, not as long this time but wider, and it will be up to about 18-19 inches in height, which will then freeze all this room up around here. So what I'm trying to create is a bigger seating area where Archie can also get onto and crash out on. It'll be more padded and insulated and have more cushions on and all that sort of stuff. Gives me a greater place to work from the two nest areas and all that sort of stuff. Gives me a chance to put this box into the storage area, so I can lift the box out rather than individual things when I want to change things over. And then one of the things I did miss was being able to open the door and just sit on the side step here with the dog. So now I've created that space back again. It gives me a chance to just open the door in sunny conditions like today and sit outside. So that's what we've done so far. What else have we done? There's another carpet lined piece of 3mm ply gone into the side of the area the TV's back in, which is all wired into the Xbox down here. Flick of a switch, TV should come on, Xbox controller. So the TV's on. So it's all by that flick of a switch from a Victron inverter controller. And I've heard the Xbox click on, so bloody things. There you go. And there's the Xbox all up and running. So I've got gaming. So also on the TV I've got Netflix, Prime, all that sort of stuff. So other little things that we're going to create in this area here is again like a roll-up insulated little mini curtain with some ties up here. So in winter you've got these that pull across these curtains, which have been great, but then they're not really the greatest at keeping the warmth in. So we'll have another little mini curtain that's like got silver foil in or something, insulated, and just rolls down and blocks off the heat, keeping it inside the cab. Again, like I said, still got to take out all this area, the bulkhead parcel shelf area, take all that out. I've still got the light bar to fit that I got sent to me by an aux beam. Bulkhead insulated. I would like to get another mini roll down curtain on here as well. So we'll see. Either that, I'll probably get some of the silver foil with some cardboard, and then just have that put inside the window. Underneath the bed, you probably can't see it, but all the heating vents, all new flat flush heating vents now. That's all been redone via the diesel heater and the control panel, which is pretty much more simplified from where it used to be. So other little things that I've done, you won't be able to see this, but underneath the bed has gone back a couple of inches, which reduces the gap at the back of the bed to the back doors. Underneath the bed area, I've rechanged the configuration of where the diesel heater piping goes. That now runs near the lithium batteries and also near the water tank. The water tank has been moved so it's more flush. It gives me loads more room to mess around with and for storage compared to what I had before. So underneath the van works a lot better than what it used to be as well. And now that I put the plumbing back in and all that sort of stuff, it actually runs better than what it did. There's less plumbing, less distance for the water to travel than what it used to, so I'm happy with that as well. One of the other things that I'm going to do is on the back here. In fact, let me just... So one of the things I did find when I took all this out was there was a lot of condensation and moisture, especially there above the back doors. That was only filled with plastic recycled insulation. So I've got some of that closed cell foam left over, the 6mm stuff, so I'm going to line the outer edge of that. I'm going to fill that all back in and use some Celotex 25mm insulation as well, vapor barrier, carpet line, and then I'm going to put up at the top on this rail is a little mini curtain rail. So I'll have 2 curtains tied up to the sides around the bed, down here, and obviously behind the TV. So again, in winter you can just draw those curtains across the door area. So that is that part as well. Yeah, so I've still got loads to do really. However, look, you know, I'm learning from my own mistakes of not putting enough insulation in the first place and not probably doing the insulation right in the first place, if that makes sense. So not putting the right thickness of insulation on the walls and ceiling, and some of the areas where some condensation has been over the nearly 2 years since I did this van, of not doing it properly. So I've learnt my mistakes. However, what I have noticed, although it's been really sunny the past few days, some of the nights were really cold, and I've kept my gas heating on overnight, and I've noticed that literally when you come in and it's like 16 degrees, before I did all this insulation, you could always feel a chill. Even though it was 16 degrees, you'd always put a jacket on and you're like, there's a little chill. So yeah, you'd be like, it's 16 degrees and it's kind of like there's no chill in the air now. It's kind of like the hot water's being trapped. That was a speaker going off. So it's, I guess the insulation's working. The one thing I've noticed as well on the outside of the van, where you used to see like hot spots, cold spots, or whatever, where the heat was transferring through, you don't see that as much anymore, which is really pleasing to see that the heat is being kept in the van, not being lost through the van. And I think with all the other bits of things that I'm going to be doing, like I said, when I put the 50mm insulated mini bulkhead back in, all the insulated curtains above the side windows, because they lose a lot of heat in winter. I just think that this will be a more enjoyable space to live and travel in, whatever the weather, whether it's sunny, which will keep it cooler in the sunny conditions, and warmer in winter conditions. That's what I'm hoping for. So fingers crossed, you know, a number of things more comfortable. And although I've had to add the expense of redoing this, the long term, I'm hoping that it should use less fuel when parked up to heat, because it keeps the heat in longer, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm really pleased. It feels sometimes when you stand back and look that you haven't done anything, but I've done a hell of a lot compared to last week. The bed's back in, so if I wanted to, I could shoot off and go and sleep for the night. The gas is all reconnected, everything's done, the electrics is working, the internet's back in, TV and Xbox are working, and so on and so on. And the sun is shining, and my 200 amp hours of lithium are at 99.8%. Yeah, So that is about it. Still got a few more modifications that I'd like to do in the long term, but I've got a job coming up soon to earn some money. So again, like, long term plan: 300 amp hours lithium battery, 2 B2Bs, like Alex Fruit from Mispronounced Ventures and John from John and Mandy has done to their vans. So yeah, really excited to where this can take us now. We've still got a lot of weeks worth of work to do. And one of the things that I am doing is, if I get frustrated or stressed, because I am doing this by myself, like some days trying to put the long pieces of cladding back to the ceiling by yourself, and one end falls out, you get that in, the other end falls out, and I'm sure loads of people who built a van can have empathy for that situation. I get really frustrated and ratty, and I have to take a break and just sit and relax. But I know I'm getting there, and this is for a long term, more beneficial expedition in the future. Badass overlanding. So yeah, badass diaries. So other little things. So all this wood on the ceiling, I've got a stain. Georgian medium oak was the original stain that I used. So I'm going to re-sand some of these down, fill in some of the old holes, stain all that again. I've got some paint which is like a greyish off-white. So all the cabinets at the bottom, the side here, the control panel will all be painted in like a greyish off-white, and then everything else, the new chair that I'm going to be building down here, that will be panelled and carpet lined, and then this side will be 12mm closed cell foam put onto the wood, and then carpet line on top of that, so it's a bit more insulated from the door side and around. So that will be carpet line, which will make it more dog friendly and more comfortable, so he doesn't catch himself on sharp wood or anything else like that. And then that is pretty much it for painting it. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool, I think. And like I said, it won't be like a lift up lid like I had before. It will just be drop down lids that sit, and then a covering on the top. So that will be pretty much it, but we're getting there, and I'm really happy. So yeah, really happy. Long may this sunshine continue. But again, all I'm going to say to everybody, I am extremely humbled, and I feel very privileged to be in this position where I have so many people that are willing to invest their time in me, and all I can do to everybody else is provide them with updates. I feel very selfish in a way, but very humbled that I have so many people that, one, have sent me kind messages of support, whether it's on my social media, my Instagram, my Facebook, my YouTube channel. So I'm extremely grateful. Again, I'm always eternally grateful for the close friends that I've got within this community, to all of them that reach out to me, that have picked up the phone, that have sent me messages, or have come to visit. I had a very good friend of mine come to visit today, and my mum was super happy. She felt like she was meeting a movie star, because they were a YouTuber. So she had a little moment of being a fan of a certain person. So that was really cool. So I'm eternally grateful for everybody that's helped, supported us, that's been there for us, and all that sort of stuff. And you know, we're going to continue this. This is a long-term thing to do to get it ready for next winter. It's not just for winter, it's for any season. And I don't want to like come back in another 6 months and think, shit, I should have done this. So I'm going to try and get it right, and I'm learning from my mistakes, but we're getting there. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you're all well and safe and enjoying this good spell of weather, apart from the melancholy that is going on and madness in this world. And I will see you on the next update next week. Hopefully we'll have more for you. See you then. Bye bye.